The increasing use of connected technologies in classrooms is also increasing the potential for students to share information which could be used to track or profile them. You may already understand that school districts, teachers, and staff are ethically obligated to keep student information secure and private and to teach students to be digital citizens. But do you also understand your legal responsibilities? FERPA, COPPA, CIPA, HIPAA, copyright, and ADA. Let's get a general overview of what these laws mean. FERPA, the Family Educational Rights Privacy Act. This law was meant to protect student records and their right to privacy. It also aims to put parents in control of student information. Schools collect a lot of information on students such as medical, grades, scores, GPA, athletics, and directory information. Under FERPA, parents and adult students have the right to control how student records and information is disclosed. Schools can share what is called directory information without permission from parents and guardians. Things like name, address, phone listing, place and date of birth, and dates of attendance. However, FERPA dictates that parents and adult students have the right to opt out of sharing this type of information. Records can be exchanged between school authorities who have a legitimate need for the information and who assume a reasonable effort to maintain student privacy. Parent-guardian consent is not required to exchange information. COPPA, Children's Online Privacy Act. COPPA keeps websites from collecting personal information from children under the age of 13 without explicit permission from parents or legal guardians and restricts marketing to these students as well. COPPA requires vendors to post clear and comprehensive privacy policies, get verifiable permission from parents before collecting information, give parents a way to review collected information, and be able to request removal. That's why a lot of these websites say that students must be over the age of 13 to create an account. Next up, CIPA, Children's Internet Protection Act. This act mandates that school districts enforce an Internet Safety Policy, ISP, and technologies that block or filter online content harmful to children. It's not really a law, but it is tied to funding. CIPA requires districts receiving funding to filter internet use to limit access to inappropriate and potentially harmful content, educate students on internet safety and protection, cyberbullying, and other digital citizenship topics, and make a reasonable effort to inform the public and hold one public meeting about their policy. HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Similar to FERPA and COPPA, mandates protection and privacy of all health information in any form or media, electronic, paper, or oral. Under HIPAA, protected health information is defined as data that identifies the individual or which could be reasonably used to identify the individual. With written parent-guardian consent, agencies can obtain protected health information from schools. There are exceptions. Schools should contact district advisors and err on the side of protecting student privacy when in doubt. Written consent is required to exchange information. Copyright. Teachers should always be mindful of copyright laws and modeling good digital citizenship, especially when publishing content on public-facing classroom websites. Copyrighted materials can include things like poems, books, texts, articles, images, and infographics, and a lot of other things. There is something called free use for education, but it doesn't always apply to every situation, especially when online. We have some guidelines for you to follow. Always remember to give attribution to the original author. Restrict the access to the information so only your classroom can see it. Make sure your resources are directly related to learning objectives, and that your resources are being used for things like research, criticism, parody, or comment. Let's end with a brief look at ADA compliance, Americans with Disabilities Act. This act guarantees equal opportunity and access for individuals with disability in employment, public accommodations, transportation, state and local government services like schools, and telecommunications. There are 3 areas teachers using technology can begin to think about in terms of ADA compliance. First of all, closed captions for videos, screen reader-friendly formatting, and for students with IEPs that have it listed in there, are they using their assistive technologies? Although this overview video does not delve deeply into these laws and all aspects of them, we do hope that you have a better understanding of them and how they may affect you, your students, and your district.